first graders. My name is Miss Byers, and I'm a student from Iowa State University, and I'm practicing to be a teacher. And I'm so excited to be here with all of you today to teach you more about key details in a story. First of all, we need to go over 2 rules before I teach the lesson. The first rule is that we need to use our listening ears to listen to the teacher. The second rule is that we need to keep our hands to ourselves while the teacher is speaking. So, in order for to be a good reader, I need you to use your listening ears and to keep your hands to yourself. Does everybody understand? Give me a big smile if you understand. Okay, great. So we are going to learn about key details. And a key detail in a story gives important information and can tell about people or animals in the story. The key details in a story help us tell someone who may have never read the story before the big picture of a story. So a good reader looks at the beginning, middle, and end of the story and picks out key details from each one. So together as a class, we are going to fill out the key details together. We are going to read the book Chrysanthemum by Kevin Henkes. The day she was born was the happiest day in her parents' lives. She's perfect, said her mother. Absolutely, said her father. And she was absolutely perfect. Her name must be everything she is, said her mother. Her name must be absolutely perfect, said her father. And it was Chrysanthemum. Her parents named her Chrysanthemum. Just looking at the beginning of the story, I've already found a key detail. I found that her name is Chrysanthemum. If I was telling someone the big picture of this story, I would include that her name was Chrysanthemum. So I'm going to write that on our board. Her name is
Chrysanthemum.
Good, Chrysanthemum. Okay. Chrysanthemum grew and grew and grew, and when she was old enough to appreciate it, Chrysanthemum loved her name. She loved the way it sounded when her mother woke her up. She loved the way it sounded when her father called for her dinner. She loved the way it sounded when she whispered it to herself in the bathroom mirror. Chrysanthemum, Chrysanthemum, Chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum loved the way her name looked when it was written with ink on an envelope. She loved the way it looked when it was written with icing on her birthday cake. And she loved the way it looked when she wrote it to herself with her fat orange crayon. Chrysanthemum, Chrysanthemum, Chrysanthemum. I've already found another key detail in the story. It says in here several times that Chrysanthemum loved her name. So if I was telling someone who hasn't read the story, I would tell them that she loved her name. So I'm going to write that on our board. She loved her name. Chrysanthemum thought her name was absolutely perfect, and then she started school. On the first day, Chrysanthemum wore her sunniest dress and her brightest smile. She ran all the way. Hooray, said Chrysanthemum, school. Wow, it looks like Chrysanthemum has a nice yellow dress on. But that wouldn't be a key detail in the story. The reason why this wouldn't be a key detail in the story is because it's not important enough information to tell someone about the story. But when Mrs. Chud took roll call, everyone giggled upon hearing Chrysanthemum's name. It's so long, said Joe. It scarcely fits on your name tag, said Rita, pointing. I'm named after my grandmother, said Victoria. You're named after a flower. Chrysanthemum wilted. She did not think her name was absolutely perfect. She thought it was absolutely dreadful. I have found another key detail in this story. The other students thought Chrysanthemum's name was way too long, and that made Chrysanthemum not like her name anymore. So I'm going to write that on the board. The students thought her name was too long. Great job. The rest of the day was not much better.